Can't believe things have really come to this. No, that's not right. I should have known things would have come to this. I saw what was going on, and I should have tried harder to stop them from becoming the monsters they are today. They were once just two little boys. I knew them as the Mayfield brothers. Stanley was the older brother, while Bobby was the younger. They grew up on a farm before their parents left them at Arbor City's orphanage, which is where we met. I was a scrawny kid and got bullied a lot. The brothers always stood up for me. We became fast friends. The three of us eventually ran away from the orphanage due to the abuse of both the adults and other kids. We joined a homeless community under one of the bridges leading into the heart of Arbor City. We spent our time looking for food and coming up with ideas for a better life. Not just for us, but for all the suffering people around us. The brothers shared with me their experience of farm life and wondered how they could bring that into Arbor City. We would draw up crude blueprints on a stray piece of cardboard for a plot of land within the city that the homeless can use to build their shelters and grow their own food. We called it the Great Garden. The brothers and I were playing one day when we found a man lying in an alley. Wondering if he was okay, I approached the man. He was dead. The sight shook me to my core, and I began shaking. But the brothers remained emotionless. Stanley stated that we had to give him a funeral, so we set out to find a place to bury the poor man. I remember the brothers teasing me for crying, but I couldn't understand how they weren't. It was our first brush with death, and it was a homeless man. This could very well be our future, dying alone in a cold alley. That thought scared me even more than the dead man's body. There was some deep symbolism in there, but as a child, I couldn't see it. All I could see was that man's hollowed-out remains staring back at me with dead eyes. Although that moment caused me so many nightmares, it also solidified our resolve to make things better for our community. No one should die like this. The garden must grow.
This is it, y'all. It's the perfect spot for the garden.
I grabbed the flyer and read the asking price for the plot. 20 grand. It would be perfect if we had that kind of money.
Maybe we can take out a loan.
We don't have any credit, Bobby. No bank will give us a loan.
There are other ways to get money. Ain't no way we can let this opportunity pass us up, and we gotta act quickly before some big old company comes and takes that land. Let's split up and see what kind of odd jobs we can find. It don't matter how shady the deal is.
Stanley was always a no-nonsense kind of guy. Whatever it was that needed doing, he made sure to get it done. But how do you just come up with $20,000 in such a short time? Being in poverty for all my life, I'm no stranger to shady dealings. But the garden is a project born from the pure desire to help others. Wouldn't we be tarnishing the garden's image before it was even built? I didn't have much time to think on that before I was suddenly approached by a man in a hood and sunglasses. He said he couldn't help but overhear my conversation with Bobby and Stanley. He offered me an invite to the black market, where it would be quite easy to make a lot of money in a short time. And what exactly would I be selling to make that much money? The man explained that there is currently a high demand for kidneys on the black market, $10,000 a piece. I said I'd have to think about that. Organ dealing is far beyond me. No way I'd be taking part in something like that.
No luck on our end. How about you, Marcus?
Not much. Got approached by some black marketeer talking about selling our kidneys. Ridiculous.
Hey, yo, hold on. How much are they paying for one?
Like 10 grand? Wait, you guys are seriously thinking about it? This is really unethical, you know. We don't know what they're gonna even do with the kidneys.
Nah, that ain't our business. As long as we get the money, I don't see a problem.
Well, count me out. I'm not giving up anything.
So, it'd be you and me, Bobby. You down? All right then. Marcus, I know you don't like this, but I want you there for the surgery. You make sure they only take our kidneys, you hear?
Yeah, I can do that.
Let's give them a call then.
As macabre as the whole thing was, I couldn't help but admire their dedication. They truly believed in the Great Garden and its promise to help those in need. I started feeling a little sheepish that they were willing to give up so much while I wasn't. I'd have to make up for it with hard work. Our drive attracted other homeless communities who joined us in building up the garden. It wasn't much, but it was certainly a start to a brighter future. One night, we caught a man trying to set our crops on fire. I guess not everyone approved of us being here. We were about to deliver some good old-fashioned justice when we realized the man wasn't alone. It was clear they wanted us out of their fair city and were willing to do anything to make sure we stayed out.
I'm gonna give y'all a choice. You can walk away right now and we leave it at that. Or you can do what you're planning and we'll show you how we deal with trespassers. What's it gonna be?
They think we're just gonna scatter like mice? They reminded me of all the bullies growing up and how they seemed to squirm and shrink under the gaze of Stanley Mayfield. He always gave them one chance to back out, one chance to make things right. The smart ones took that chance. This group wasn't too bright.
Come on, man. They expect us to run away with our tail between our legs with that kind of swing? You gotta do better than that, man.
While Stanley always tried to be diplomatic before fighting, Bobby's approach was like a bull's. Charge in with everything you've got and ask questions later. His taunts had spurred the group into action, starting an all-out brawl between them and us gardeners. We all fought with everything we had. There were casualties on both sides, but we finally managed to scare off our remaining attackers. Shit, what were we gonna do about them?
All that time, all that effort we spent, it's all gone, man. What are we gonna do for the winter? We have no money to feed all of us. We need cash. Quick cash. A lot of it. Marcus, Stan, I have an idea, but you need to trust me on this. Y'all in? Good, good. Marcus, you know where to find the contact with the black market. Tell him we seek business. Stan, gather around everyone. Soon, we'll be rolling in cash.
Mr. Mayfield, what do you want us to do for you?
Stan, take 3 men with you and gather as much as you can. Listen up, everybody. We gave you food when you were hungry. We gave you warm clothes when you were freezing to death. Most importantly, we saved you from your misery. What I'm about to ask you won't be easy, but not impossible either. This sole act will get us rich if it's done correctly.
Anything for Mayfield Brothers. Just name it.
Gather up these bodies while they're still warm, separate the sick ones and burn them. Keep the fresh ones. I need you to empty their stomachs with high precision. Take out all the organ and keep them fresh with ice. We thank God for blessing our grounds with the corpses. Fear not the dark, my friends, and let the feast begin.